Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving right into mastering the art of role prompting. We're going to unlock this incredibly powerful technique that's designed to instantly transform your AI from, well, a generic text generator into a highly specific, finely tuned expert. Think of it like you're a film director, right? And your AI is your super capable but completely directionless lead actor. They've got the talent, they've got the range, but without a script, they're honestly just guessing. You just need to assign them the right character to get the exact performance you're looking for.
So, do you want better, more accurate AI answers? Of course we all do. What we're going to discover right now is how adding just a handful of simple words to the very beginning of your prompt can absolutely change the internal processing and the ultimate output of your AI. It's this tiny, almost invisible shift, but man, it creates a massive impact on the quality, the tone, and just the overall usefulness of the information you get back.
Okay, part 1, directing your AI. Let's actually define what this concept is before we jump into asking our first question.
So role prompting is simply instructing an AI to adopt a specific persona, profession, or character. By defining exactly who the AI should act as right out of the gate, you instantly shape its tone, its level of expertise, and its unique perspective. It's like instead of letting the AI guess what you want, you're giving the system a highly focused lens through which to view your problem. You're setting the boundaries and the expectations before the AI even begins to process your actual request. It's a total game changer.
Moving on to part 2, inside the AI brain. We need to take a quick peek under the hood to understand the underlying mechanism behind why this magic trick works so consistently. To understand the why, we have to remember how these models are built in the first place. Large language models are trained on massive, honestly pretty chaotic data sets. They ingest absolutely everything. We're talking incredibly dry textbooks, highly opinionated personal blogs, all the way to dense, highly technical professional dialogues. It's this overwhelming web of information, literally like mashing up Shakespeare with a toaster repair manual. If you don't give the AI direction, it kind of just tries to average all of that out. And that right there is exactly why generic prompts usually result in boring, middle-of-the-road answers.
But when you assign a persona, you are essentially telling the model to completely ignore the vast majority of all that noise. Instead, it accesses a very specific, highly relevant subset of its training data. By giving it a role, you literally force the AI to isolate just that slice of expert knowledge and generate text in that exact style. You're purposely cutting away all the fluff and honing right in on the precise tone and data required for your specific task.
All right, part 3, cast your character. Now that we know how it filters data, let's look at some practical templates you can start using today.
What's truly beautiful about this technique is just how insanely simple the execution actually is. You don't need complex coding skills or huge paragraphs of instructions. You simply kick off your prompt with setup phrases like act as a, imagine you are, or you are a. These incredibly simple commands act as precise little keys to unlock those specific data subsets we were just talking about. It is the absolute lowest barrier to entry for the highest possible return on output quality.
Let's see how we can apply this framework to immediately level up our technical writing. If you've ever been super frustrated trying to get an AI to sound genuinely professional instead of just giving you some generic, watered-down summary, well, this is exactly the fix you need.
Take this prompt, for example. Act as a senior software engineer. Explain the difference between synchronous and asynchronous programming. Think about it. Without that first sentence, the AI naturally defaults to like a beginner-level tutorial. But by framing it as a senior engineer, bam! You completely bypass the basics. You instantly unlock a nuanced, expert-level explanation that assumes a professional baseline of competency. It saves you so much time and gives you exactly the depth you're looking for.
Okay, let's pivot for a second. If you need to tackle creative or marketing tasks, you absolutely have to shift the tone completely. A dry, technical tone simply won't cut it if you're trying to sell an experience, captivate an audience, or evoke a really strong emotion.
So you'd use a prompt exactly like this. You are a seasoned food critic. Write a 200-word review of a new Italian restaurant. Assigning this persona taps right into those highly expressive, descriptive subsets of data we mentioned earlier. Instead of spitting out a bland statement like, "The food was good," you're virtually guaranteeing a flavorful, sensory-rich review full of real culinary attitude.
Finally, this technique isn't just about sounding like an expert. It's actually incredibly powerful for instructional purposes too. Sometimes the goal isn't getting the most complex answer, right? It's about getting an answer perfectly calibrated, like turning a dial, to the exact level of the person trying to learn.
You want to match the complexity precisely to your audience.
And here's a brilliant example of doing just that. Imagine you are a middle school science teacher. Explain how photosynthesis works to a 10-year-old. This template literally tells the model, hey, ignore the dense university biology textbooks, and forces it to pull exclusively from accessible, engaging educational resources. It completely prevents the answer from going over the reader's head, ensuring that a 10-year-old actually grasps the concept right away.
Adding just a few magic words fundamentally unlocks entirely different facets of the AI's brain. It truly changes the game for how we interact with these tools. You are no longer just passively searching, you're actively casting a character to perform a highly specific, tailored task just for you. So I'll leave you with this final exciting thought to experiment with in your own work. Who will you ask your AI to be today?